All right, welcome everyone. My name is Paula Phillips, also known as Journal Artista. Today's Thursday over here on the Journal Artista channel. Early in the morning, it's 8 a.m. If you're watching the recording, this is a live show with a live chat. You may want to put it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed, although sometimes I can't talk fast, so I may sound a little funny. All right, get myself situated. Oh, my chicken. Well, rooster on the floor. All right, let me see if I get myself situated. Put this chicken somewhere. Where can I put this chicken? Alright. Good morning, Galina. I think that's 3 days in a row you're number one. You're first. Hi, Christy. Good morning, Candy. Good morning, April. I know I said I was going to clean today, but I really feel like doing some art. So I'm going to go with what I'm feeling. Hopefully everybody's doing well on a Tuesday. It's hot already here. Humid. Galina. Hi, Lindsay. Well, I'm glad you're here. All right. Move around my stuff from yesterday. Making a mess. Oh, I can handle the heat, but this humidity is, yeah, not so fun. Soft gel. I won't need that. I have my water. This is in here. I found this, but I dared not. It's leaking. It's a Heidi Swap Color Shine. Is this acrylic? I've had it since 2013. It may not. I wonder if this is like what Debbie spilt on her page the other day. Maybe I'll have to. Well, I don't want to use anything acrylic in my books at first, anyways. But so I've got as everybody's filing in. We've got lots of comp books. Today is the last day of June. Tomorrow is July 1st. It is Canada Day tomorrow. So I have. Let's see. We'll start here. So you guys know I've been working on this comp book since November, and then I picked it back up in the middle of May. June. This is June. Oh, my times are all messed up. So at the beginning, I have just, like kind of bullet journal type notes. This is back from November, like you see November 13th. So I did up to about there, although I've added a few things here and there on this side too. There are, this one, I think. Yeah, I put a lurker kitty over here. I've done a couple things. I blacked this out. I was going to write with white pen, but I never got around to it. So I started right where this is, because we did this page. I love Cheap Thrills. Never did do the lyrics over here. And then this is where I started to create. So you'll see I really started Saturday, June 13th. Right after I started taking my the new medication. So all of this, and there's some things that are filled, not filled. I put my little picture there. It's not a picture of me. It's a snail from outside that I took. I've got some papers down, but I didn't do anything on that page. I was testing some Mungyo oil pastels. The fluorescent ones didn't go so well. Couldn't see them at all. Oh, that's awesome, April. I did tape this because I wanted these. I really liked the profile, I guess, of this building up like that. Anyway, I didn't really do anything with that. It was just a magazine. I was doing some Linda Berry, reading about some Linda Berry there. So, you see here, I put the journaling back in art journal, I think, this month so far on this. Lots of writing. Here's some book notes when I was taking notes on watching something. More random stuff. I just glued this piece, I think, that page. Oh, turned it. So it is a watercolor. We put napkins. Again, more writing. Some regular type, I don't know if you want to call art journal pages. Over here, I use Paul Rubens on just, I think, no, this is black gesso. I was wondering if it was black craft paint or gesso, but it is gesso. And then there was these bubbles I found in my magazine image stash. So I cut them out and stuck them down. So you see, like I do writing, I always try to do the date at least. This one is a pocket. Good morning, Pam. I know the humidity is hard. I can't breathe. Good morning, 1141. So I did some Sticker Nation. I love me that Sticker Nation. Some more magazine images. Not a statistic. Again, more titling. Sometimes I tipped in pages. Oh, something funky going on there. I don't know, little guy here. This is from Italy. I was reading a book called Happiness, I think. Not a book, excuse me, a magazine for a couple of years ago. But I really like this image, like this restaurant in Italy, just the rustic, like the walls. I really liked it. So you see more dates, more writing, some doodling. Again, I was reading Linda Berry, so I got some of her little characters there. More writing. More doodles and randomness. More writing. Here I showed you guys where Linda Berry in one of her books, she said if you're stumped at what to do, when you sit down, first draw your hand, or trace your hand, I should say. A lot of people tell you to draw it too, but trace your hand. So this, the way my lighting is, you can't tell. But this is Paul Rubens. In real life, you'd be able to tell that this is iridescent. I didn't. On this one, when I inked the journal, you can see where Julie Faye Fan Balzer stencil. This is a Crafter's Workshop stencil. And I just used a big pen. I kind of outlined it. And I carried the pattern down. Like I think I got the pattern right. Anyways, just playing around with that a little bit. More funky triangles. And that was yesterday. Didn't do much yesterday and the day before. There's this. I just did my title today, but I didn't color it in yet. So I've only got these. Excuse my grammar. I only have these couple pages left for today. Some oxide testing. More random stuff. So I only have a couple pages left. So today I want to start a brand new one for July. And last night I went around, like the wonderful Elizabeth gave me a blank one. Hi Lindsay, good to see you. Oh, Paul Rubens are watercolors. I don't know if Paul Rubens sells acrylics or not. They're watercolors. They're the iridescent ones. I'd show you my friend, but they're out in the. A lot of that work I do it in the living room, so they're out by my couch art supplies. Well, it's not really a couch anymore. By my lawn chair supplies. So the wonderful Elizabeth gave me a blank one, and I have college ruled, wide ruled, blank, graph, primary journals, and I have another one called journal, which I'm going to use for Linda Berry's work, I think, because it's the one that's it's right here. It's not a primary journal. One moment, let me just reach out over here. It's an iScholar one. Did I say Top Flight? I might have. These are both iScholar, and Linda Berry does suggest that the best ones are made in Vietnam. I don't know why. This one from iScholar, it's the journal one. You can't see it because it's flashed out, but oh wow, that's flashed out. So compared to yesterday when my lighting, do I have that light on? Hold the fort. Maybe we have to turn our lights off again. You know? Yeah, it's definitely, I have to figure out which lights to have on. Anyway, can't really, so you can kind of look over here. So it's not primary, it's actually wide ruled and then blank at the top. I'm gonna have to change my settings. So it's not primary, like I have another primary one that's got like the blue and then the red dash dot, you know what I mean, Vern? Like that other one that has the dots for kids to practice writing. I think they call it a primary one. So this is a graph ruled 5 squares per inch, which is a smaller graph, which you can't see. So, and then of course I did buy these ones, but the Mead ones, but they're wide ruled. The one they have the beautiful watercolor. I bought these at Z Dollarama. I think they were $2 or $3. This one says assembled in the USA. Where'd you get your paper from, my friend? It's assembled in the USA, but we want to know it's CSFI or SFI, which is certified sourcing. So SFI, they're probably, my guess is they're getting their paper from Canada. Assembled in the US. Anyways, this is wide ruled. But as I'm changing my medication and getting used to this new one that I haven't been on before, that's why there's a lot of writing in my journals. I'm journaling a lot about how I'm, not just emotionally feeling, but physically feeling and all that stuff. So wide ruled for me, I write small on a good day. So wide ruled is like too much. So wide ruled, we're not going to do it for this month because I know I'm going to have to do a lot of writing again this month, or I want to do a lot of writing. I don't have to, I want to. So I have a choice of the graph ruled or the college ruled. So I said to myself, well, I just finished a college ruled book, or I'm going to today. The journal one, iScholar on Amazon. So search iScholar composition books on Amazon. I like iScholar. I have, they seem like pretty good. This one, so the graph one is made in Vietnam, and the paper is nice and smooth. Hi, Jamie. Uh-oh, did she not, something, Juju can't come in? Hi, Terry. I get almost all my, either, the only place that actually, I lied. Shoppers Drug Mart does sell, I think, the Mead one. Is it Mead or Hilroy? Anyway, Shoppers Drug Mart does sell one brand, but mostly it's only ever, I can only ever get comic books on Amazon or Dollarama. And every once in a while, Dollarama has different types. Like, if you're Canadian, like I found this composition book did I buy this one at Dollarama, or did I buy this one when I was in Atlanta? I might have bought this one when I was in Atlanta. This is a hard cover composition book. But wide ruled again. So when I do a lot of writing, like I feel awkward. I mean, I guess I could write like up at, oh, you can't see that at all anyways. I could probably write 2 lines on 1 line, but so I figure anyways, I did a college ruled last time, so I'll do a graph one this time. But what I was saying about the journal one with Linda Berry, she does those. Do I have? No, of course, all my Linda Berry books are in the living room. But she does those exercises, right, where you draw from your daily journal, your daily journaling exercise she has you do. Juju's your 2-year-old, Galina. Sorry, I thought you meant our Juju friend here, Jamie. Oh, sorry. Hi, Juju. You just finished a timeline of your life? Oh, that is daunting, a daunting task. But that's wonderful. I couldn't imagine doing that. I don't know if I want to. Anyways, graph. I think we're gonna go with graph today for July, because graph ruled it is 5 squares per inch, so it's pretty small. But I write that small anyways. Look at that. Now it's so washed out. So I also have this one. This is the book, a comp book that Patty gave me many moons ago. So I'm still working on, we're gonna adding layers a little bit, finishing on that. And this one I started a couple nights ago. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Eileen. A couple nights ago, where drinking some coffee. This is a Dollarama, again, wide ruled. So I'm making more paper. This one will be taken apart and used in making other books. But I just have a couple. I'm gonna have to change my lighting. Well, maybe did I put that light on? My hot light isn't on. I don't know if that'll make it better or worse. We shall see. We shall see. So you'll see some of these dark lines. The very first step for me when I'm doing these inked comp books, and I've been doing lots of different ways, right? There's no rules. I'm just showing you kind of what I've been doing. I tested some pens in this book, but and in this one, I'm not going to spray the whole book. I'm only going to spray about 5 pages maybe of ones I'm going to work on in the next, week or so. But over here, the first step I always do is use Sharpie. So I take some Sharpies or alcohol markers of your choosing. Let me find a comp book piece of paper here. Sharpies. The fun thing about Sharpies is that all these other layers they add on top is that they resist, right? And they do some fun things. If I can find a sheet. All right. This one is gray. You see I wrote it in gray. Oh, maybe you don't see. Yeah. So I have gray Sharpie up here. A whole bunch of other stuff on top. Maybe this isn't the best one. Let's see. The best example. Sharpies just do some interesting things, especially when I spray alcohol on it later. They do some interesting things. No matter how much ink you put on it, well, the alcohol makes them blend kind of funny. But anyways, I like to start with Sharpie. You see there's Sharpie on those ones. So you see I did a whole bunch of Sharpie. And then you see these blocks of color and how it's all spread out. I've been using my Mr. Sketch markers again. Hi, Judy. Good morning. So this one I'm doing here, as I add more layers to this, will be taken apart again to use in mini books. This one will be my July project. Well, that project's not the right word. A brand new one that I'm going to fill in July. And I know I can do it because since June 14th, I filled that other one halfway. So I know I can do it. But these Mr. Sketch markers, they just bring me right back to childhood. Even the scents are exactly the same. Brings me right back. Every year, my parents got me a new thing of Mr. Sketch. So the smells just bring me right back. So I did color a couple of, not every page. Actually did spray some denim spray in there, but not very much. Just that one page has denim spray. You see down here, this orange, that was black. The Mr. Sketch marker turns black marker. You see like oranges, pretty much orange came out of it. See how real orange it is. So you see these L's no, you don't see. All right, let me just quickly see if I can do something to the camera. Turn the brightness down, I think. Is that, nope. What did we do yesterday? Frazen? We turned off lights yesterday, I think is what we did. So strange. It's going to really, the sunshine from outside all of a sudden is really affecting my camera. Anyway, that big. There's a flash right there. If I turn everything off, I'll be arting in the dark over here. You and me go fishing in the dark. I don't know why that song came out in my head. Anyways, so you see, I also used the Sharpie, not the Sharpie, these Mr. Sketch. Is this too dark now? Now we got shadows everywhere. Anyway, you see these L's here are Mr. Sketch. Sometimes, see the blue I did in the middle. But every page, first of all, I did some type of doodle with Sharpie. And then I just started, sometimes I did L's. Sometimes I did whole blocks of color. This one happened to be black. So, and these Mr. Sketch markers, like I'm telling you, I do the 1L, right? I must have drew it here. You can see that there's no water hit that part. But I sprayed this whole page, right? So it all transferred over to that page. It transferred over to this page. And even the third one. Because, I mean, I love how it kind of, even though I did the doodling over here, you spray it and it gets on the other side. All right, so that one's in the intermediate stage. It's ready for some new sprays. And this morning, so in my little graph one, I saved 10 pages at the front. My last comp book, I saved 25. Good morning, Kathy B. Hi, Darla. Good to see you, my friend. This medication is making me sleepy. More sleepy than anything I've taken in a while. Like, I went to bed last night, my friend, 9:45 p.m. 9:45, and then I slept all the way till 7. Strange. So the last time I saved about 25 pages. So today I just saved 10. I've got a little clip. This is really bothering me. My lighting situation. Hold the fort. That's better. At least we're not getting a shadow. I definitely got a good night's sleep, Eileen. Holy, 2 nights sleep. I've got 2 nights sleep last night. So you see here, I just used the lightest of Sharpies. You can barely see it. Maybe you can't even see it. Whoa. Can't see a thing. Oh, my word. Let's hope. Somebody posted a comment and thought that maybe it was the black nonstick matte. But it doesn't make any sense to me because I'm using the same lighting and the same camera that I did before. But it's not auto-focusing, so we're good. It's not auto-focusing, so we're good. So I just did some L's, my favorite, and a couple of rectangles over here, a couple of circles. All good. So I'm going to start on this book. And I know, like I said, I told my members yesterday I was going to clean, but I woke up, I felt inspired to create, so we are going to go with that. if I feel in a mood to create, I better do. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I'm just using the easier way to Google. Ooh, I didn't even share it on Facebook. I'm just using Google Chrome. You know me, I go back to what I'm used to. I sent a message to, I don't know if Kathy saw it already. I need to research OBS a little bit better. So I just reached out to Kathy to see if she had any, or anybody that uses this OBS to, if there's any videos or something they have that are basic. Ooh. I love this. So I didn't share it to Facebook. And yesterday, it shared to Facebook, but not Twitter. I don't know. All right. So I do like to keep the first few pages more bullet journal style, right? So here I have at the front of this book, the first 25 pages are notes and thoughts and ideas and all that type of thing. So I just have a few pages. Now, what I'm going to do is get my saran wrap. What do you guys call it? Saran wrap? Saran wrap to me is one of those things that, like, it's plastic wrap, but it's a brand name. Like, my mom always used saran wrap, so we always called it saran wrap. Take that off. Cling wrap. Eileen has used StreamYards. No. But StreamYard is OBS, isn't it? StreamYard/OBS. What did I? Let me just quickly look at what I downloaded here. It says Streamlabs OBS. When I hover over it, Streamlabs OBS. You call it Glad Wrap? Glad Clean Wrap? Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I just want to protect, because like I said, these inks go through multiple pages, right? And sometimes I want the whole book to be done, because either I'm doing a whole book, I've got a project like my, the first one I did, or I'm going to take it apart like my second one. This one, I just want some color for the first couple of days. And then, after the next week, maybe I'll go back and ink some other pages. But it is nice to have like a start of something. So I'm just going to also I can't wrap food with saran wrap. Never mind. This isn't going very. We're just gonna hope that stays. Oh, I'm feeling, Lindsay, a little like mentally I'm feeling better. Like I know it's helping my anxiety and my mental what I need it to do, but it's making me very dizzy. So far the side effects I can say it makes me dizzy and a little sleepy. Like I want naps all the time, and that's obviously, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do, right? I mean, it's supposed to stabilize my mood. So if I was manic before, I mean, it's supposed to stabilize that. All right, Kathy is saying, Eileen says saran wrap. So you're just saying, good morning, Anita. All right, StreamYard is a tool you use to stream on YouTube. They take care of all the techie stuff. I'm confused. StreamYard and Streamlab is two different things. So I have Streamlabs and Streamlabs OBS downloaded. So I need to download StreamYards too? And Pam said, on my Mac, I use ManyCam, but there's still some techie stuff you have to do. But I thought that ManyCam turned into something else. Oh, I'm so not techie. I'm so not techie. Right now, I'm just using the good old Google Chrome until I figure out how to. I mean, I don't know if you saw my test yesterday. Right here, I am like, I don't know. I made my camera so small, which was kind of cool. My camera area, because it kind of zoomed it without like distorting anything. Well, this is the absolute worst way to use saran. I'm just going to give up and use a piece of deli paper here in a moment. This isn't going well. All right. So it's summer, or it's going to be soon, I suppose. So I'm just going to use pinks, reds, oranges. Pinks, reds, and oranges. I'm starting with these. I don't know if you don't have to, you can just start right away with inks. I'm just using whatever water-soluble media I have on hand, right? So I have these Mr. Sketch markers, and I want to use them up. I think I'm just going to get look, this is going to last all of about 5 seconds. We shall put the saran wrap over here. I'm just going to get out a good old piece of deli paper on each side. Well, maybe I shouldn't care if it. I really only care if it goes to the front. right? Where I have these pages saved for whatever. I guess I don't care too much if it goes to the back. We'll just leave it like this. I'm making this way more complicated than you need. No, Minicam is Minicam. I used Minicam and was not that. Somebody has used Minicam. Is that what Jean used at first? Was it Minicam that Jean used at first where she could put that, like be right back? She had that sign that was hanging. See, Pam, so OBS, when it said, Pam is saying it, that she can stream on multiple places at once. It does say, when I'm on OBS, it says stream on multiple platforms. So, I mean, I do have a Twitch account. So I think you can. I know you can. OBS is what most of the gamers, like the gamers I watch, my Animal Crossing gamers. Yeah, StreamYards will let you show banners and stuff. I saw that. I just need like a, and I'm just going to start throwing down some marker. Again, if you don't have these are Mr. Sketch. You use what you got. I just like these Mr. Sketch just throw off so much pigment. If I'm coloring on just this one page, it's going to transfer to about 4 of them. Depending on the color, I find that the blue really goes through multiple pages. But this is these first steps, like with the Sharpie and these markers, I sit my butt in front of the TV or YouTube or whatever I'm doing and just color away. Like I said, I've been reading a lot of Linda Berry and really trying to process it. And you know me, I do a lot of mindless things. Like I like to draw L's. I will do a whole page of a mantra, more than one page of a mantra. I'm constantly doodling something. I like the repetitiveness of things. And I always wondered why. And Linda Berry kind of explained it. Like she believes that there's some connection between the physical doing of something, your physical moving of your hand, and your creativity. So, anyways, I guess I do that a lot. I soothe myself by either drawing circles or L's or something like that. So I like to get this. I like to get it out by the TV. Ooh, that's a light pink. That's not going to show up very much. And just color or make till I'm content. Maybe I'll do orange over here. I mean, you may be tempted to fill every page with something, but let me tell you, these particular Mr. Sketch markers, and they're actually called watercolor markers, they are super potent, my friends. Super potent. If you don't have Mr. Sketch markers, you can just jump right to the next step or use whatever markers you want. And I never have a plan, like these, I'm creating these pages for what I'm doing tomorrow or the next day or whatever when I start working in this book. So for me, it's about right now just about adding color, not necessarily about any design or anything. I just so not techie. I need like I said, the 4 Dummies books, that's what I need. All right. Ooh, you're gonna spray it outside, let it dry. You got some bottles of fabric dye from Hobby Lobby. Oh, that's awesome, Anita. You're several years ago, internet's better now. If you never read a Linda Berry book, which one would you suggest to read first? Anita, I would syllabus. I would Are you more looking at, are you wanting to like syllabus is her class, like it's the layout of the one of the classes she taught at the University of Wisconsin, but picture this and where it is, um those two books came before. They're more of the why, like how she, like why her journey on discovering these things, you know, the what it is, and picture this, in my opinion, are kind of like the whys of why she does and stuff. And syllabus and making comics, her newest books are, you know, the how to do those things. Right? So in her first couple books, she worked out like what her syllabus was, and then she's teaching her syllabus. That's my personal opinion. Not that there aren't like exercises and things and things of that nature in what it is and picture this, but it's more of the why. I really enjoyed reading both of them. I loved them all. So I guess it depends on what, I'm reading them kind of an order that she published them, but I don't think that there really is an a needed order. Just whatever one looks interesting to you is what I would suggest. They're all awesome. So for example, like I read syllabus first. That was the first book I've had of hers. And you know, you see a lot of well, me, I noticed a lot of things. Like, so she did a lot of like dots everywhere, right? Lots of dots and lots of things. And it wasn't until I read picture this, I think, till she explained why she does all those dots and how she can, so you know what I mean? Like the why of it is, I really like those books. Oh yeah, syllabus is awesome. And the good thing about it, you see a lot of other people's artwork. All right, over here, I'm just gonna scribble right over that. And I'm just trying to use stuff up, my friends, so, but yet still enjoy them. I'm not using stuff up just to use it up. I'm using it up, but yet still trying to enjoy it at the same time. So that light pink is not going to show anything at all. But, and I will show you guys, we'll dry some of these, or we'll work on multiple books. So I will get out that black. Maybe, did I leave it? Because the black is going to show up orange anyway. I'll do it on the edge of this side. Oh, it smells like licorice. Not my favorite thing. I think licorice is an acquired taste. Isn't it an acquired taste like olives? You did like it, Eileen? Oh, thank you. So I was so nervous about that project. You guys saw I got here physically. I was vibrating so much I barely hold my coffee cup. Thank you, Eileen. I mean, it's hard for me because, like I said, even I have to, even though I'm feeling crappy, sometimes you still have to do things. So I was worried, and then I had to cut it short because I wasn't feeling well. But I'm happy to hear, Eileen, you enjoyed it, and you liked my project. I'm still excited over here. All right, so we've got some Mr. Sketch. Do I have it on every page? Remember, this is going to bleed through about 3 different pages. Oh, I don't have anything here. Let's do some L's with the black and see what happens. I'm practicing a lot too with, see how I'm moving my whole arm rather than my wrist? I've been practicing trying not to use my wrist as much. Use my whole arm. Right. those away. So after the first step, so for example, this my first book, my poor book. Oh, thank you so much. All right. So for those of you that have an Apple tablet, an an iPad. Oh my God, an Apple tablet. I couldn't think of the words. For those of you that have a tablet, the best way to watch a members only video, whether it's mine or anybody else's. It was Gina who found this out. I believe Gina found this out yesterday. So what you can do is go on your computer, sign in, go to my channel page on the memberships channel community post, click on my link, right, on my community post, whatever computer you're using, right? Watch it for about 30 seconds and then go to your iPad, right? Open up your YouTube, your YouTube app, and then you can go to history, right? So if you go and you're on your YouTube app, go under your history, and then my link will be there. Go into your history, and then you can click on it because you'd already been watching it on your computer for a bit. Does that make sense? Hi, Jen. Good to see you, my friend. Did that make sense, Anita and Therese? Going to your history. Once she said history, then I was like, oh, now that makes sense. That makes total sense. Your history on, and I don't know if the Android app. I don't know if like I said, I have an Android app. Oops. If the Apple app is the same or not. So once you go into your library, right? You can't see anything here. So you go into your library, right? You got history, downloads, your videos, purchases, and watch later, and you can't see any of it. There's history anyways when you go into your library on the app. Hopefully that helps a bit. So this particular book, it has been wet and dried. Oh my goodness, like 10 times maybe, like between 5 and 10 for sure. A lot. So I put the paper through a lot. So you don't have to I don't cover all of the pages all at once because I know I'm going to have other layers of something going on. Speaking of which, so all I do, take me some, look at this. This water bottle's been through the fire more than once. So I'm just going to start spraying. Oh no, this one is not good. One moment, I've got to switch water into this one. Hey, Dorothy. You can also email yourself, the Earl. Good morning, Brenda. This Dollarama bottle was not doing it for me. 95% of the time I'm watching on my phone. Sometimes though, I'll get up in my art room. I'll sit down over here. All right. So you see right away, ooh, I'm gonna get a piece of paper. I'm just gonna get a piece of rice paper maybe because that's all I have. Piece of rice paper, it'll absorb some of this color from that side. So I just literally, just like this, my friend, start spraying. And I want them to go transfer from one side, these colors from one page to another. So I'm using a lot of water. I want to super saturate. So see this black from Mr. Sketch. It's going to end up being orange. It's so cool. And I don't worry about wrinkles. I like the wrinkles. But if you do not happen to like the wrinkles, then only do a few pages at a time, and then you can dry them. But if you're gonna add this much water to anything, you're gonna should expect some wrinkles. Oh look, I had one more page that had some Sharpie on it. So we did L's there. Let's just do some. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, lots of times, I do L's, but it'll turn out into nothing, right? It'll just end up being a wash of color, which is all good as well. All right. So I do, because I want this to transfer on multiple pages, I do spray the pages behind it. But if I'm using Mr. Sketch markers like this, the couple times I've tried it now anyways, I've tried it with spraying the Mr. Sketch with some of the, dilutions or whatnot, but it makes it a little muddy. So I like to dissolve it completely with water first, and then I go in with the colored sprays on my next one. Thank you everybody for being here this morning. Wonderful to see everyone. So the thing about Mr. Sketch, though, we need to let it do its thing. So there's been times where, well, I'm going to do it now. If I'm in a rush, I like to put my books under, not overnight. I don't put my comp books, pressure on it overnight, but I do like to put pressure on it for an hour or two or half an hour, so that all of that Mr. Sketch transfers onto the other pages. No glue pages in this comp book. No, Kathy. This just for what I'm doing right now, the kind of art and the kind of, like, I'm doing a lot of journaling because my meds are changing, so I need to document all that stuff and write down all that stuff. So because I'm doing a lot more writing, right, and just like watercolor or markers or whatever, I didn't glue any pages together. What I figured, is that if I want, if I'm going to do a lot of rubbing, if I'm going to do an art journal page that I know I'm going to be using my baby wipe and stuff on, then I'll glue 2 of those pages together later. All right. So sometimes, though, I cheat and put it on the ground and then just stand on it a little bit. So I'm doing the Newfie jig, do a little jig on top of my book, do a little exercises while we're at it. So I just put some pressure on it. I figure, there's a whole bunch of books that I have, but nothing beats my weight. And I do a little march so that so I'm not flattening it. I'm not necessarily trying to flatten my comp book pages. I'm trying to transfer that ink, all around the pages. All around the page and onto other pages. Sweet goodness, English is hard. So while I'm standing here on that, let us go to our other one. So again, this one was also from the Dollarama. So in here, I have the Sharpie and I have the Mr. Sketch markers, although this one's a lot of blues and purples and whatnot. So this is pretty much completely dry. So in here, we've got a lot of blues, got a lot of purples and greens. So while I'm standing on this bad boy, I'm going to get out let's see. I've got a Mr. Huey Color Mist in Inky Black. Ooh, maybe we can use some of that. I'm trying to use some of these older sprays up first. Like I've had this in the Army Now dye spray ink. It's green from the Scrapbook Society for like 15 years. Trying to use that up. Ding, ding, my yellow paper. I'm still doing a dance on top of my things. You got some Mr. Sketch? Come. Hopefully you didn't buy. Where's Sherry? Every time I think of the Mr. Sketch, I think of Sherry. The one they had a 6-pack come out. Remember? And it was like nacho cheese. Oh my god, so gross. It reminds me of like the nacho cheese jelly bellies or the buttered popcorn jelly belly. Oh, I think there was a buttered popcorn Mr. Sketch too. All right. Ding, 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 ding. So I've got black and green. We're going to need a blue. I think I didn't use dilutions last time. I used a lot of, in my last comp book, I used a lot of Adirondack, my old Adirondack, because I wanted, well, I guess that's what we should use. I'm trying to use up my Adirondacks because they take up a lot of space. So one of my favorite colors of Adirondacks to use is butterscotch, mushroom. We already have 2 greens. We have a little bit of wild plum, espresso, pesto. I already have a green. Eggplant, too bright for this, and cranberry. I'll do cranberry, no plum. Oh, we'll put them both out. Why not? The brown, and I guess denim. Let's see. So I'm, as my grandmother would have said, I'm stomping. I'm tramping on my book over here. Tramping. She always said. All right, let's see. Take a sneak peek of what's going on. I might have to stand on it some more. See how now the water's gone almost all the way to the edge? I'm going to stand on it a little bit more while we're working on this one. All right. So because I'm inking this whole book, I don't have anything separating any pages or anything. So what some of the first steps what was that? Oh, it's giving me tomorrow is Canada Day. My computer just reminded me tomorrow was Canada Day. Thanks, computer. All right. So my next step is before I spray color, I'll just start like in the middle of the book somewhere. I don't know. I'll just spray some water. And this is in the army now. So this is just a green one. I'll close it. Sometimes I'll spray first, then spray the water. So you can see why this is pretty time consuming, because yes, it does take a long time for a lot of this to dry. Like Anita said, though, you can take it outside if you want. But I don't think about it. I just spray, guys. I don't think at all about where I'm spraying, what I'm spraying. Not too much anyways. I want it to go on to multiple. That's a beautiful green color. Sorry, I'm not looking up. I've worked hard for my wrinkles. You have a book press. Oh, is it like a crank that like 2 pieces of wood and then like a press? Like with a crank? Is that what I'm thinking? Like a vice grip? Oh, awesome, Candy. All right. Sometimes I do the smack and drag. So if I want a different way, this is a non-stick mat. Already, I spray the pages as well. Although when you do it this way, because I am closing my book, right? I mean, I guess I could leave it like that and it looks awesome. But because I'm closing my book, sometimes you don't get as much goodness. as if you left it open. But this is messy, my friends. This is messy. My hands are going to be blue here in a moment. I've got ink everywhere. But like I said, this is an awesome way to use. I apologize if I'm loud. I am right, like, literally on top of the microphone here. So you'll see some of it's going to come through there. Let's see. Needs a little bit of butterscotch. And if I sprayed on the page, would be fantastic. Let's see. A little bit of wet. Step at that page. See, sometimes I'm just spraying the page because then I know, watch, if I press on this, that butterscotch is going to go through to multiple pages. Look at that. So the marker you see, or if you see any, markers like that, it's Sharpie. Let's see, we need a little wild plum maybe. And sometimes you make mud, but that's okay. You definitely get lots of ink on your hands if you do this. In one of Linda Berry's book there, she was saying that you should challenge yourself to draw with both hands at the same time. Oh, that's not happening here anytime soon. Not live anyways. Well, I could do a little finger painting. My word, there's ink everywhere. All right. I'm done standing on top of this book now. Let's sit down for a bit. Read the chat. I couldn't see the chat from that angle. All right. Everybody doing their thing. Oh boy, that got me a mess. I need baby wipe. Let me just clean a little stuff everywhere. Oh boy. Because it's going to, I'm adding a lot of water, not just sprays, right? So it's going to start coming out the sides. Wait a second. Is my chat, which is okay, are you guys not chatting, or did my chat freeze because I got those pop-ups? Sometimes you get super heavy creases, but that's okay. Needle maybe a little blue down here. I really like this. I'm using these up, but I really am going to be sad when these go away. When I use up the Adirondacks. Oh, you are. Oh, thanks. Working. Thank you. Sometimes you can find Mr. Sketch in the dollar store. I think I've seen the 6-pack at the Dollarama, maybe once or twice, or maybe it was a 3-pack. And I think Mr. Sketch, do I not have water-soluble crayons? I think the wonderful Terry sent me water-soluble crayons that are Mr. Sketch. No, I don't think. I know. Right, Terry? Those are recollections. I'm sure I have them here. Or at least we talked about them. I will have to find them. I'm pretty sure I have some Mr. Sketch water-soluble crayons. Although, I mean, totally different than what I'm doing here. You did a DIY press. Boy, I've got stuff everywhere. All right, let's go back. Not quite done. Hmm. Let's see. I didn't do a lot of the cranberry. Again, super wet, right? Everything, all of this is going to seep to other pages. It's actually seeping out the sides now. Sometimes that wild plum, like eggplant, wild plum, they are some potent colors, my friends. Potent. So we'll use some mushroom. So it does take a heck, when you do this, my friends, it takes a heck of a long time to dry. So, I mean, you can let it dry overnight outside, whatnot, but or you can be like, sometimes I have the patience and I will sit in front of the TV and dry it with my heat gun, but it takes a long time. Hi, Safia. Pam cut an old shelf in two, stacked them, then drilled holes in the four corners, used bolts and wing nuts. I think I can picture what you're talking about in my head. That's awesome. Me, I stack something under about 10 books. a nice press would be better. All right, let's see what we got going on. Ooh, this is a good example. Look at this, my friends. This is a perfect example of why I put Sharpie in my book. So you see, we have so much dark colored ink that's spread from multiple pages, but Sharpie resists it. It won't go. I don't know why. I mean, does that mean there's some type of oil in it? But that's why I use Sharpie, because it does cool things. Super cool things. Let's see. We need some more blue up over here. I think I need to we need to do some lighter colors, I think. Let us see. I can use my old Adirondack. I still have sailboat blue, lettuce, meadow. Those are lighter colors. Oh, purple twilight. Almost done. Oh, I'll have to treasure that one for a little bit more. Stream. Sunset orange. Almost empty too. All right, I'm just gonna bust out a little bit of sailboat blue. Yeah, I know they're alcohol based, but shouldn't it's interesting. Like, for example, maybe it's not just Sharpies. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's the Bics, because I use Sharpies, which I know are both alcohol based, but there's something that's making stuff resist. But sometimes, like, look, over Sharpie here, that was no problem, but or alcohol marker. See how it went over that? But sometimes it resists it. So I'm thinking maybe it has to do with the Bic marks it and not Sharpies. Why sometimes some things will resist and some things won't. I don't know if you know what I'm explaining it correctly. All right, let's add some, not spray myself in the face. That's a lot of in the spine. So you can see why the other composition book fell apart. If I put a lot of spray sometimes closer to the spine, you know, it is just a simple sewn binding, so sometimes it might come apart. That's why with the other comp book that I'm working on and that I'll be using in July, I'm just doing a couple pages at a time. Let's see, we can do a smack and drag maybe. A couple of these. Yeah, just say some markers will act like a resist. I can't figure out which ones they are. Just trying to. Sharpies do come up through acrylic paint. Yeah. When your markers are dried, save them. When you have multiple, put them in a jar of water, and they were really beautiful liquid watercolors. You did this for your kids' classes. Thank you, Candy. It reminds me of Mitzi, our wonderful friend Mitzi from years ago. She used to take the Sharpies, the alcohol marker Sharpies, and she used to put it in alcohol, right? And make sprays. She used to put it in alcohol, which you can't get anyway. Like, forget about trying to find rubbing alcohol or anything like that at this time. But she used to put the Sharpies, just the empty like thingamajig, and I'm pretty sure in rubbing alcohol, and then she would add water to the rubbing alcohol and make sprays. Am I wrong in that, guy? I mean, I'm talking, this was a long time ago, but I think that's what she used to do. I think she used to put it in alcohol. Like I said, not that you can find rubbing alcohol, but bye, Anita. I am not putting my Sharpies on my jelly plate. No, for real. I'm just teasing. I wonder if the Sharpies would act on the Copic ink. Works great. So somebody was putting Copic ink refills? So let's see what we got going on. Maybe I need to add a little bit of pink there. So another thing I do so right now, this book is pretty wet, right? Lots of pages are completely saturated. Oh my word, I'm making a super mess here. This bad boy is going to have to sit and soak. But lots of times, if I have something, we've got lots of pages, lots of it's saturated now, I stand my book up on end and I kind of fan out the pages. They're pretty wet, so not going to happen. Not going to be perfect. I'll take one of my favorite, like I like butterscotch. Butterscotch is kind of a neutral color to me. Oh, that's awesome. Eileen says she took a class using the Copic refill inks and it worked great. Interesting. So sometimes I just like to stand it up, spray on the sides. Give it a little random spray here and there. And then I also like to just spray the water directly down. And sometimes I'll do it with, like, for example, okay, so now we've got lots of water. We've got spray inks. I have to use, I shouldn't say I have to. So I have this Sumi ink. Remember, I bought a new one the other day. So this can get messy, my friends. This can get messy. But I do have a pipette. A pipette. I believe this one came from Janet. Thank you, Janet. Is it going to come in? Is it going to come in? Oh my goodness. So I have a little Sumi ink. I'm just going to, it didn't take any. Okay, let's see. Little bit of water first. Gonna add water to I've had this Sumi ink, my friends, for, I guarantee, 10 years. Oh no. I think it's a little crusty at the bottom. It's a little something. I bought a new one from Amazon, different brand, but I don't think this we've got problems. That is not coming up at all. Does my pipette have a hole? It might have a hole. I think it does. Let me see. Is it going to take a... Yeah. Oh, no. My pipette has a hole. Dang it. Well, so much for that one. As I've got Sumi ink everywhere now. Razor frazzin. All right. I will get my... Hold the fort. I got to deal with this situation. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh, no. Dang it. All right. Hold the fort. The holy pipette. That's an holy pipette. It's not sucking. I just like saying the word pipette. Oh boy, oh boy. I am making it look. It's like those that you think you're cleaning it and then it. Oh boy. All right, we've got to try that again. Maybe I'll just use a brush. But I do like when it's wet. Let's see if I can. I do like to put Sumi ink on the top and let it drip down. And the fun thing about Sumi ink is that it's permanent. Once you add it, it's not going to be moved by other layers. So I got a little bit. Oh my word. I should not be trusted with such things. What a mess I've got going on. No amounts of baby wipes is going to help this situation. Oh my word. I should not be allowed to use Sumi ink. All right, but I do have quite a bit of Sumi ink on top. All right. Look at this. I've got oh my word. I can deal with like Adirondack spray ink mess, but this Sumi ink is absolutely everywhere now. All right. every time I try to wipe it, there's more comes. I'm gonna spray at the top. So I do have some Sumi ink. I'm gonna spray from the top down, and hopefully some of it will merge down the pages. Again, like these comp books are cheap, right? This bad boy smears everywhere. Oh, but it does. Hello. Like I know this process is messy, but I'm just like making it 10 times worse for myself. But it's a good thing. Comp books are cheap, right? So it's a fun way just to get messy. Make yourself some collage. Ooh, that flicked my camera. So you can see how wet it is? So I'm just gonna squeeze it. I'm gonna squeeze it so and hope let that soak in. Oh my. I'm telling you, I should not be trusted with Sumi ink. Oh boy. How not to use it. How not. Holy. Okay. Step away. It's like step away from the table while you can. Yes. Get out while you're still. Okay. Man, oh man. Making a mess today. I'm almost got my whole water. I always know kind of when I'm done a session because, or when I should be done a session because my water bottle's empty. So that means I've put a lot of water on this. So see, ooh, look at what the Sumi ink is doing there. Oh, that's gonna be fun. All right, so I'm gonna let it sit like this for a moment, and then I'm gonna, well, not right here. I'm gonna let it stand up for a moment. We're gonna go back to my other book. Is it gonna stand? Stay. All right, back to the sweet, loving goodness. All right. Oh, look how nice watercolor look. This is the deli paper. This was the deli paper that I had. It actually the wetness went through. Oh, look how pretty that is. That's why I like this. This is definitely serendipitous, right? You never know. I mean, look at pretty that deli paper is. You never really see deli paper. That's nice. This was a piece of rice paper. A piece of rice paper that was just absorbing some extra ink. Look how nice this first page is. Ooh, hold it for it. Oh, that's nice. I'm being gentle over here. So because these pages are super saturated, look at what the black did. See, the black really turned orange and more brown, right? The brown you see is from the black. So I got a little, from where I was standing on it, I got a little old crease there. So you see these L's, right? I colored on one page and it's now gone to multiple pages, 4 different pages. And these pages are pretty bright because I stopped. All right. Because I used the deli paper on each side, I kind of stopped it from going any further. We might have gotten some lighter pages if I didn't put this piece of deli paper there, and some of this ink would have transferred into more onto the other ones. But if I'm just working on one journal like this, then I will dry it. Oh. How I dry them is I just take it literally started from the front. Hair dryer. And I just take it page by page. That's all you can do. My hair take forever using this hair dryer though. Or you can dry it overnight. I really like how fun this model, it's like this modeling look. And that was caused by it trying to go through the deli paper. Interesting. Yeah, it was the deli paper that created. I like that. But you see, because I stood on it and because it was completely wet and I put all that pressure on it, all the ink spread out and commingled. All right, I'm gonna let this, well, both of these books now need to dry. Then nice summery colors I look forward to tomorrow. And these darker sides, I should not have, I knew that the black turned orange, but I didn't realize it was going to turn a lot like super brown on me. But when it dry, I always let it fully dry, and then if I go on to the next layer of ink, before I go on to the next layer of ink. Or like for right now, for example, I'll use a color wash butterscotch. I shall find a stencil somewhere. I'm telling you, this cleaning is for the birds. Stencils. Come up, wherever you are. I keep losing where I'm putting my small stencils. We'll just go with the bigger one. Oh, I just ripped my rice paper. Rather frozen. Let's see. I don't know where my 6x6 are, but let's take this beautiful one from Julie Faye Van Balzer in the Crafters Workshop. So I'm going to take butterscotch, and this paper is still wet. So it should migrate onto other pages as well. And I have this here. But when I'm playing, I've got multiple books going at the same time, right? So when one is drying, I'm working on something else, or I'm back in my composition book where I'm writing. I always have multiple things on the go. I'm just using these baby wipes that have the Sumi ink and everything else. They're a little bit damp. But look, I can transfer some of the Sumi ink this way. Might as well use some of it up in I gotta be careful though. Like this is Compbook paper, one layer, not glued together or anything. So I don't want to peel the paper too much. Drink some coffee. Candy says, depending on the black, some turn green and some turn purple. Yeah, like green, like the elegant writers. Speedball elegant writers, some of my favorite things. So I'm going to let this bad boy dry. And my other guy, it's super messy over here. Whoa. Oh. But when this is dry, this is going to be cool. Look at this. So see what I mean? Look at the resist happening here. So cool. That's going to be a dark page. But when it dries, like it's dark because there's a lot of water on it too. All right. I think this book needs more butterscotch. Oh no, I have no more water. I forgot. I said I have no more water, so whoa, look how dark that is. So I definitely had too much. Look at how much water I have. I must have in the seam of my book here. I wonder what would happen if I put some salt in between some of these pages. Oh, look how this is going to be a fun one. Did anything happen? Oh no, I just ripped the whole page. Oh, rats. So you got to be careful when you're opening and closing into different, because you know I've got so much water on this now that easily can rip until it's dry. All right, I guess it's telling me I should stop when there's no more left. So I need to stand on this for a little bit. Kenny's going to Wally Mart. The alcohol and well, my spray alcohol's in the living room, but the alcohol will it affects. I don't have any body spray. Do not use body spray. But maybe sometimes that's the only way you can get the alcohol. You can't buy it. I mean, maybe I can just throw some vodka on it, maybe. I don't know. But the alcohol will react with the ink and the other alcohol markers, right? So it will blend the alcohol markers and sometimes wash them away and create other cool looks. It even, ooh, let me find my books. So do you remember that one page? Dang it. So when I put alcohol on this comp book, when I sprayed it, it actually made the graph, the printed graph paper, it made the graph move. It's hard to explain. Where would that be? Probably in one of my bigger books. Or I'm just thinking for a moment. I need to see if I can find, where is that file folder? Anyways, alcohol does funny things to certain inks and paints. I did show it on that one video, but I don't know. I don't know where it would be. Like I said, I turned all those in books into. Yeah, like you put the alcohol in, and then when I closed the book, like the alcohol, the liquid alcohol pushed, like squeezed out, and it changed the location of the graph in the comp book. I'm probably totally not. That sounds did not come out the way it was supposed to. Let me see. Do I have? These are bits and bobs and bits and bobs. Does it show it on here? Not that page. Not that page either. So that means that what I'm talking about is already bound into a book, my friend, and I can't find it. But when I add alcohol, that'll be my next layer, maybe tomorrow or the day after. I'll give you more examples of what alcohol will do. You were filling out your questionnaire, Jean. Oh boy. Candy, did you send me an email yesterday? I think you might have last night. I haven't looked at it. Today I will be sending those emails out. Let me just take a peek. Susan, Sin, Jamie, Linda. So email me Candy at journalartista@gmail.com. So I have your email and I'll send you the it's just a quick questionnaire so we can get to know you better. Yeah, Linda, Jamie, Sin, Susan is who I got last night. This one's it's gonna be interesting in the middle. Boy, oh boy. I can't wait. So I think that some of the biggest, I shouldn't say the biggest problem, some of the doing this, like when I did my first one, right? This is what, number 3, 4? I can't remember. But during the first one, I already had some acrylic in here, right? Some acrylic paint. And that's where that's where I got into problems. When I was inking it and I was adding all that water, if there's already acrylic paint in there, those pages, once it got wet again, it just stuck together like crazy. So these last couple of books, I'm waiting to put gesso or acrylic to the very last layers. I love this book. This is my first one. Only did one page in it. Welcome, Deborah. So today, oh, look at how that's sticking out. So I have to stand on this bad boy now to make, not to make sure, but I like to stand on it to get the inks all moving. And like I said, you get a little exercise in at the same time. So it's up to you whether you want to dry these flat or, under something, or I am going to probably take a heat gun to it. But that's what we got this morning. Anybody else streaming today? What time of the day is it? Hi, Sin. I got your email yesterday. Welcome, Art, Pascal, and Nancy. So I have to have my book. I don't have to. I want to have my book ready for tomorrow. This particular one, like I said, I showed a quick flip through this one earlier on. I'm almost done. I've only got a couple pages in the back here. So like I said, I've done this much since the June 13th. So in 2 weeks, I did more than half of the comp book. So I'm pretty confident that I can fill a comp book in July. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really enjoying getting back to art journaling, back to the journaling part of art journaling, which I didn't do for a very long time. You know me, I like titles. I like little things. Simple things, I should say, not little. I don't know, is anyone else going on? Kathy? Oh yeah, today's Tuesday. Oh yes, and she's gonna use some she's gonna show me the difference, because I'm really, like I said, I want to place, well, I don't know when, but I want to place an order to get some of the new arranger stuff. And I'm curious about the Diane Reevely, her new Dilutions paints, the fluorescent ones. I'm curious to see if they're worth it, or if is it just some people don't like Dina Wakely or Diane Reevely's paints, but I do. I think they're different than anything else. I mean, it's not my go-to only paint I use, but they're different. There's something different about them than any other paint I own. Like I said, to me, it reminds you of nail polish or something, but I do like their paint. But she says in the video, Diane Reevely herself, and here I'm just doing a little jig on my my Compbook, which is what I'm doing standing up. But I'm just curious, right? She says herself that the fluorescent paint is not the same as her regular paint. So I'm interested. Is it almost 10 now? 9:43? Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Go and have a break and come back. Kathy is Kathy Berg. We have two Kathys with a K. We'll probably have more. But I mean, two Kathys with a K that stream right now. Kathy Berg, B-E-R-G. She'll be streaming here in 15 minutes over on the YouTube. We also have a Kathy Arbor. She streams on Thursdays. Kathy with a K as well. Arbor, A-R-B-O-U-R. She streams on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, I know I didn't care for them. Hi, Safia. Wonderful to see you, my friend. So if they're just like, PBOs, so I just stood on my journal for a bit. If they're like, ooh, look how fun this is happening here. Oh, look what fun. Anyway. If they're just like regular PBOs, like I have the fluorescent paints I have right now are the PBOs. So anyways, we shall see. Thank you for being here. Hope to see everybody at Kathy's tomorrow. Thanks, Pam. Sorry it took me a bit to show you how I started. This one's going to be fun. Look at that. I need to stand on it more. You figure out how much pressure, especially if you like not just stand on it, but if you do like a jig, you do get some steps. I should have my Fitbit on. Then it's extra weight. Who needs books? Thanks everybody for being here. I truly appreciate it. I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Canada Day. My mom's having a barbecue, but I mean, hoping to be back by 9. I guess it all depends. I have to find out when she's cooking it. So, well, Canada Day, so it's a holiday here. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it's recorded. Oh, I know what you mean, Sin. I totally know what you mean. That's why sometimes for me to get motivated, that's why it's just like, I don't have to be motivated to just throw ink in a comp book, right? And then hopefully just the physical act of putting ink in a comp book, it'll make me want to, oh, well, that looks interesting. Maybe I'll add something else or I'll do this. So hopefully it's a catalyst for other things. But I really, like I said, I've been writing a lot. Like this, I've been enjoying working in this book, just taking notes, taking sketch, even some of the sketch notes like at the front here when I was reading what it is, right? So I've got sketch notes touch. I've really enjoyed working in this book. This one's already falling apart, but we're going to use this one for paper anyways. Collage paper, make books, not necessarily for the journal. You don't work this Friday? Awesome. Thank you guys. So wonderful to see you. I didn't take any pages out of the book. What book? Are you talking to me? The only pages I took out, like when I made all the books that we were showing yesterday, like all of these, that was one composition book I completely took apart. But I have it like this. This is a full cut. There's no pages taken out of this. But I'll see everybody over at Kathy Berg. Remember, Kathy with a K, Berg, over here on the YouTube. Hope to see you all in chat over there. I'm going to watch it on my computer here while I sit at my desk. See what it's like watching and chatting on a stream on this. But thank you so much. I shall see you, if not later tonight, definitely tomorrow. Much love, my friends.